It could be me, but I'm starting to think that these missions aren't so impossible. Let's get the show rolling. Welcome to FYC Film Review. I'm your host, Gagne. With me, as always, my partner in crime, Naldo. How you doing, buddy?
How's it going, everyone? What's up, buddy? Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning.
Dead Reckoning.
Part one.
Part one.
Part one. Part one.
Part one. I don't know how I feel about this two-parter, but let's get into the movie.
Is the next one going to be like 6 hours long? Because this one was 2 hours and 50 minutes.
Lots of movie. A lot of movie, and while I enjoyed the story and like what they wanted to do with it, I kind of wish they would have done it in one movie. I wonder what they can show us in the next one that they couldn't have wrapped up in one movie.
I don't know, but it was 3 hours long. It was too much for me. 3 hours. Listen, there's only a few movies I can do 3 hours. This is not one of them, and I'm a big Tom Cruise fan. Did you enjoy it?
I did. I had fun. I liked it. I just, I feel like maybe I'm old and I don't want to sit in a theater for 3 hours. You're right. I get antsy now at that like 2 hour and 15-minute mark where you're like, wow, there's still 35 minutes. What are we going to show? Somebody else who's got the key now? Another pickpocket, perhaps? It started to feel repetitive towards the end of the movie, and I was like, well, what do we got going? What's happening?
Yeah, I felt like it a lot of the scenes took forever to explain, but unlike most Mission Impossibles, you got to be quick, and you got to, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I got lost for a little bit. There's so much explanation going on, and we have a villain who's not even real per se. He's AI, artificial intelligence. Yep. So we're gonna go with that angle. It's like, what? Okay, so you're gonna give me Gabriel,
the entity
who's being controlled by AI or something like that.
Where the AI, I believe, is the entity. Gabriel is working for the entity. That was how I took it. And maybe I'm wrong. I could be completely wrong. Maybe I didn't have my finger on the pulse after all. I thought that they were saying that the AI became the entity.
You're probably right. I was just at that point, I was like, okay, we got Gabriel. Okay, whatever. Listen, Tom Cruise is a great actor. He's an entertainer, and he does what he does, and he's amazing at his craft. Probably the best ever. This movie was just too long. I think all the Mission Impossibles, aside from the second one, are really good, and they just keep topping each other. I think I mentioned that before. To me, Fallout was amazing. Not saying that this was a bad movie, but Fallout was amazing. This was a step back from it. It was just too long. And I feel like when he's on the motorcycle scene, not when he's jumping, but when he's going through the woods, I feel like it was on that motorcycle for like 20 minutes. Going through the woods. I was like, oh, I turned to my daughter, I'm like, he's still on the motorcycle. She's like, yeah.
He spends the entire Swiss Alps trying to catch up to that train, and you're right. It's like he's forever searching for where am I gonna, go, and then I'm gonna end up there, and it's not the right place, and so we have this huge stunt. And I think that it would have been more effective if they wouldn't have even shown us that stunt. Like don't tease that. Don't let it be a surprise, and then let it be like, oh wow, this is really apparent that this is Tom doing this stunt, and then show me later. Because then I'm not kind of looking for it, and especially if you're spending 15 minutes on a motorcycle just to get to that ramp, like that became tedious. And that's what I felt like. Cut 30 minutes out of this movie if you're going to make it a two-parter, because guess what, you got a whole nother movie to tell this story. So I don't need so much of this, oh, fooled you, sleight of hand. Like, when did Tom start doing magic tricks? Like
in the first one.
Did he do that?
Remember,
in the first
he had
one?
the CD or the
Oh my
DVD?
God, that's right. I completely forgot about
There's
that.
a lot of nods to the first one.
There is. Kittridge is in this one a lot. A lot more than, and I appreciated, like, oh, he's back on the train, just like the first one. Like, here we go again. We get a new character. What did you think about her? The pickpocketer?
Captain Carter.
Peggy.
Peggy Carter. She was okay. She had good chemistry with Tom. I mean, she's just kind of like wrong person at the wrong place at the wrong time, and she's fully involved in all this. So that was just kind of like, oh, okay. But she had good chemistry. She was okay. She's better than Peggy Carter, I thought. I don't know. I like Rebecca Ferguson a lot. Spoilers in 3, 2, 1. I didn't want her to die, but then at the same time, when she did die, I just felt no connection. So it was kind of like, okay, she's dead. Now we move on.
Yeah, it lost the. So in Fallout, he's racing to kind of save his old flame, right?
Yeah.
While also kind of simultaneously falling for Ilsa.
Sounds about right.
And I liked that. Like, I liked that he had to let go of one love because of obviously his job. You know, can't be on the IMF and have a family. It just doesn't work. It's an impossible mission for us.
There you go. That's the mission. That's the mission.
Then you get, you know, Ilsa, and you're like, cool, well, she's part of the team, and she comes back for him, and
yeah,
I don't know, build it up, you know, so that she dies in the final movie or the next movie or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I liked the scene in general. Like, I loved the scene on the bridge where she's battling, what was Isai Morales' Gabriel, you know,
or Bob from La Bamba for all the old schoolers.
Why? Oh my God, he should have killed her and yelled out Richie on the bridge. It would have been perfect. It would have been so perfect. Ethan.
Oh my gosh.
You know, like, as he's, you know, towering over Ethan's love. The scene where he gets the Fiat and he's driving handcuffed and trying to figure out the technology, and you know, they're switching, they tumble over and like end up in different spots. Like, great scene. Like, a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun to the movie in certain spots, and then just a lot of like people sitting around talking about how important this is, and you're like, I know. That's why I'm here. Show me how he's going to solve it. And how are they going to solve it as a team? Because ultimately, like, they talk a lot about like the friendship and, you know, that being important, and that's why the AI is going to win. And then you're like, well, then just everybody goes away. And like, is that because that's, you're trying to show the gravitas to like what's going to happen? I don't know. Just some of that was kind of like, whatever. I'm here for Mission Impossible. So
yeah, I'm going to go on a limb and say I don't think Tom's going to die in the last one. I think it's going to be Benji. I really do.
I thought Benji was going to die in this one, honestly. There's a couple times where I was like, damn, they're just going to take him out. They'd have that like voiceover, you know, Gabriel was doing this voiceover. You'd have someone talking about how the levity of the situation, and you're like, oh shit, someone's going to get canned, and it ends up being Elsa.
Yeah. I wonder if Agent Carter's going to be in the next one.
She's got to be.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because she said the magic words. And that's all you have to do to apparently become an agent. I was offered you know, a choice, and I accept that choice. So she's an agent now.
Okay. You're making me really dislike this movie now. Okay. You want to rate it?
Let's rate it.
All right. What are we going with? Sprints. How many sprints? Because Tom loves to run.
Tom sprinted a lot in this movie.
Yeah, he looks good
sometimes
doing
at
it,
candlelight,
man.
Sometimes on a rooftop.
The guy is 60. Is he 60 years old? He's 60.
Yeah,
I saw this movie reviewer, really popular on YouTube, Jeremy Johns, and he said, what's the guy? The bad guy in the first one, John Voight, was the same age as Tom is now. And look at Tom doing all these things. I want to be like Tom when I'm 60. I just don't want to jump off planes and do that stuff. I just
or be in fighter jets. Yeah, I just want to run. I just want to travel to beautiful places with beautiful people, and that's it.
There you go. All right,
how many
go first.
Sprints are we gonna do? All right. While I do think it's a step back from Fallout, like a lot could be. This is not my favorite in the franchise, but it's still middle of the pack. It's not 2. It's not. I can't even think. I think 4, 5, and 6 gets a little muddled, but I enjoyed it still. I still had fun because I think Tom knows how to make a very entertaining movie, and you get the same cast of characters, and so, you know, the familiarity with the crew. I liked that they at least killed somebody off and made it, while not, there was definitely, I agree, the emotional disconnect. I'm going to give it 3.5. I enjoyed it.
Very good. Wow, we're on point this time around, because I'm going with 3.5 sprints as well. I just did not like the villain. I don't like the whole AI angle, the artificial intelligence. I need something more real. And I guess we have something real in Gabriel, but he just seemed very just there for me. He's not my favorite villain in all this was the third one, in the third one.
Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, he was
wonderful.
He was amazing. If you guys haven't seen that one, he was the best villain. This Gabriel, maybe he'll get better on the second part. Who knows? I mean, this is 7th. Is this a 7th film?
Yeah.
7.5, because it's part 1. So if you whatever you want to call it. Okay, 3.5. 3.5 sprints for me. Not my favorite. Not my least favorite. It's just somewhere in the middle, like you said. So I'm agreeing with my buddy. 3.5 sprints for me. Hopefully the next one gets better. But it's a good movie. Go watch it. If you can do 3 hours, go sit there and watch it. It's 3 hours long, really.
Yeah, be patient. They don't reveal a lot, and I'm hoping that with a second movie that they do better to kind of explain why Gabriel's so important to the story, and other than just the AI knows. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. Next summer, is that when the second part's supposed to come out?
I have no idea. Maybe. Hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't take too long and forget all about it and then have to watch another 3-hour movie. So. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I've been your host, Gagne, for FYC Film Review. With me, my partner, Naldo. We'll catch you next time.
Have a good one, everybody. Take care.